gladiators!
No retreat, no surrender. That is Spartan law. And by Spartan law, we will stand and fight and die. A new age has begun. This is Sparta! To victory!
The Universe Nigeria.
Today it's our pictorial representation, and I didn't come any picture. Simply because I can't remember where maybe I kept my old pictures. I can't remember even if whether I took pictures. I can't remember, but I came with some words that affected my life positively and all of that. My journey through life has been, should I say, a terrible one, but I saw a reason to move on and then do what I like, what I enjoy doing. One of the things that got me moving, that actually taught me a lesson of life, it's the death of a friend. As you can see, the death of a friend, and then courage, and then knowledge. Nathan, you're seeing here, was one time a dummy, someone that can't even speak good English, someone that when he's around friends, he doesn't know how to express himself, someone that barely say nothing when he's being asked questions. But I am the average Port Harcourt boy that the previous time when I was much younger, I had friends, very vast friends, that we could do anything and get away with it. You know, when you hear Port Harcourt, you know what I mean. Port Harcourt is a place where if your child is not well brought up, you may never have a good child, trust me. And I was once like that. So along the line, I had this set of friends that, like I said, we could do anything. And trust me, I didn't know one of them was a thief. One day I was home, sleeping, a friend came and was like, guy, Erico don't die. I said, who killed him? He said he was shot. Why? He went stealing. And that was when I realized that there is more to life than being here.
My pictorial story is basically my journey so far, and it shows my family's support from my friends, family, people who wish me well. It's been a very tough road for me, but I would say we're getting somewhere, and I always remember one thing: consistency is key, so watch out for this boy. So I'm a graduate from the University of Calabar, where I studied theater art, and this was my first ever major play. It was my second year in school. I remember this day like it was just yesterday. I told my parents that we're supposed to invite people to come and watch us, and I wasn't sure my parents were going to show up. So 5 minutes before the show starts, I'm anxious, everybody's trying to help me calm down, everybody's trying to say, okay, relax, it's your first time, you're going to do great. And I was having butterflies in my stomach, and I remember going into a little corner and saying a prayer, and then when it was time for the show to begin, the first person I saw was my father. And for some reason, I felt this adrenaline pumping, like I just felt this flow of blood fill my body. For me, it actually made me feel really good, because I see my father there. He's been like my major support. My parents have been my major support, basically. And seeing my father there for some reason with his friends, and he was smiling, I became more confident. And subsequently, I would say I overacted, because I had to impress my father and his friends and make sure that they know that the money for the school fees is not wasting. And then going on, I won the award the same year for the best actor of the year, beating my senior colleagues, my junior colleagues. I came out as best overall actor in that season of play.
My pictorial story is about my very first
taste into famehood. Hi, my name is Giovanni Onobun. I'm from Edo State representing Yobe State, and this is my pictorial presentation. So here with me I have clips of my very first taste of fame. So this is my very first ever video shoot with Tenny Makanaki as Tenny the Entertainer, where I played the bad guy that beat her boyfriend or her crush up in the video. So this was a very important, or one of the experiences that changed my life, because so I was just in my room, in my house one day, one Wednesday afternoon, and Director K comes to my house and he was like, yo, I have a shoot for you on Friday. Being that I'm the kind of person that only does photo shoots, this is my very first ever video shoot. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see how it is. Let's try it out.
So for my pictorial story, I'm talking about my induction day.
So today I'm taking a presentation on a life-changing event, a pictorial presentation on a life-changing event. So behind me, you can see this day is December 8th, 2018. From my left to the right, from the left to the right, I'm introducing the people in the picture. That's Dr. Nadi, Dr. Nadi, and Dr. Nadi. So that was the day of my induction. So now, a little backstory. I graduated secondary school, passed JAM, passed YA, got into school, straight out of secondary school. So it seemed like smooth sailing. I was going to go straight into secondary school, go straight to the university and become a doctor. But apparently it was not going to be like that. I got into school, and then I'm someone who, over time, I really don't struggle with academics. I don't really put in a lot of effort. I just cruise through. There are in some courses I'm the best, in some courses I'm not really the best, but I'm just cruising through and all that. But I got into medical school and it was very different from what I was used to. I got into school and I was struggling. First year had issues, second year had issues. Throughout school, I don't think there was any exam I got to and I just passed. It kept being issues after issues after issues. And then it's a problem because, like I said, family of doctors. It's from when I was a child, I had always wanted to be a doctor. So medical school was the time I doubted myself the most. At some point, I kept asking myself, are you sure this is what you should have done? Maybe you should have not been here. Maybe you should have done another course. But at the end of the day, I just kept telling myself at some point, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your father. So whatever was happening, I kept going. This is a picture. I remember this day. This day was sometime in 2014. We are going to write an exam and the exam was postponed. And we are jubilating that the exam was postponed because we are not ready for that exam. If you can zoom in close, you'll see that what is written on my shirt is keep calm and finish med school, which is basically the mentality I had going through med school. Med school in UNN, medicine takes 6 years to go through, and it took me 8 years to get through med school. But all in all, at the end of the day, this was a few days to my induction. This was the picture I used for my induction. Somehow we made it through. Medical school did not kill us.
Mine was how I got interested in shoemaking. I'm here with a diagram, an art, which represents my pictorial, how it changed my life. This diagram here, I think 2018, when during my 300 level in school, I was to do a presentation of making easy wears and shoes in school. So we were divided into groups in our department. So we selected shoemaking, which I know, and everybody in my department, we really don't know anything about shoemaking, how to make easy wears and nothing. So we just picked a challenge and then we chose it. So during the practice and all that, we called someone who make easy wears. And when he came, he only told us the basics and we only watch him make easy ways for us. We went to the market together, we bought equipment, and then we bought materials and we did all of that. But all with his own effort and his talent. We were just watching him. When we went to the stage to present, and then we did all the presentation, we acted, and then most of the easy way we made were bought by our lecturers in huge amounts of money, and then we got much gain. I was like, I came back home and I was like, if I can have this gain making easy wears and shoes, then why can't I start mine?
I wanted to talk about my educational background, like how I went to school, how the process and everything. Because I went to AAU, that's Ambusali University, Ekpoma. So that's my university. I wanted to talk about it, but coming on stage, I thought about something else. I decided to talk about my friend, that was Raphael Lauren Isiwele, who died on the April 1st, a few days before I came for the competition. So I'm here to talk about the death of a friend of mine, more like a brother of mine, another brother of mine, by the name Raphael Lauren Isiwele. Raphael died April 1st, 2021, on his way from Auchi in Ekpoma. For those of you who have been to Ekpoma before, in Edo State. He died at a junction called Mopu Junction. And Raphael is the other brother of a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. That was my best friend, Joseph Isiwele. Raphael was a very, very lively human. He was always free. Whenever he's with me, he always talks to me as if we're of the same age. He was a lively human. Everybody around him knows that he has joy all over him. So when Raphael died, it was very, very, very touching for me. I've never really cried like that in my own life. But the thing really got to me that I shed a lot of tears that day. And I want to say to Joseph Isiwele, that's my friend, that you are not alone. Yeah, no matter what you've been going through, no matter how many sleepless nights you've had, no matter how many tears you've shed, I'll always be here. I'll always be there for you whenever you need a friend, whenever you need a brother. Likewise, beside you, son, humanity, amen. We'll always be there for you. And remember, you are not in this alone. You got new brothers. Thank you very much.
So basically, my pictorial presentation starts from my childhood when I was actually born.
And so I'd like to take us back from the beginning of this young man here. So this is me back in 1998. My birth name, cultural name rather, Humana Habasi, meaning light of God. That's where the name Bright comes in. So fast forward to when I graduated from secondary school. This particular year, I was crowned the best dressed student all through the whole school. And basically, I grew up in this Christian family. My dad happens to be a pastor, my mom a deaconess, and so I got the opportunity to grow up playing musical instruments. I know how to play the piano perfectly and the drums, all self-taught. I didn't go to any school to learn this. So fast forward now, like I always say, I don't have
friends my age. Why? Not because I'm proud or whatever. I just find myself being attached or close to guys older than myself. Why? Because I love to learn from past experiences, just so that I can do things way different from my peers.
Mine happens to be the year I learned my shoemaking. Okay, here with me I have a picture of things that have happened to me in my life to become who I am today. I'm here to present a pictorial story. Okay, first is this is me. This is me, my first time in Lagos. First of all, I don't like traveling, so I had a passion for learning shoemaking. So I need, for me able to achieve this dream of mine I have since primary school, since primary 3. So I need to move out where I am to achieve this dream. So, and after I came to Lagos, and I think for a month, that the slippers I'm wearing, that was this palm slippers I'm wearing, I made it myself. Thanks to God. And my greatest logo is God is great. Okay. Number 2. This is a shoe I made while I'm in Lagos. I never knew I could make brooks. I have this inbuilt talent of mine, which is drawing, which I don't like sharing to people, because I want to look dumb, because I want to learn.
Okay, my pictorial story is all about my long neck. This first picture here shows everything about me and my long neck. Okay, here it goes. Well, I used to be this guy with a very long neck, and people used to bully me about my long neck, blah blah blah, yeah, about my long neck. So right from secondary school, you know, people used to like bully me about this long neck, make jest of me about this long neck, and this really used to like bring me down, because every time I wake up I be like, God, why me now, this long neck of a thing? At times I can't snap picture, I can't post picture because of my long neck. You know, different names like giraffe, camel, horse, ostrich, you know, all these views now. Like, well, I can't keep myself because I didn't create myself. And at a point, I almost gave up on myself, yes, but, well, and thanks to my mom for the advice, inspiration, motivation. Like, my son, you can't give up on yourself because of who you are. This is you. This is your selling point. So this is why you are different. So why can't you just go out there, advertise yourself, your body, your physique, with your long neck?
I'm not going to say everything, but just a brief. I had this fatal accident that was 2009. I'm from polygamous family. My mom is the second wife of my dad. I'm the first son of my dad. It happened one day, me and my stepmom have a misunderstanding. So I have to leave you. I have to leave her house to go out and clean my hair, because that's how she normally do. So I leave home, went to my guy's place. I took his power bike. I always do that anytime I went to his side. I took his power bike. So I had a fatal accident, which I could not remember what happened at the moment. I'm a very brilliant person, so which I could not remember what happened at the moment. So the accident made me lost a lot in my life, because I was once a musician. I sing hip hop. So The accident damaged my tongue, damaged my speech. I lost the way I speak. It took me 2 years to say, come, like a baby. So I started learning to pronounce everything back, school, everything. So sometimes, if I meet a mix of people I don't know, I don't talk. Some say I'm proud, some say I'm dumb, which they don't know what is going on with me, because I have to calm down and listen to what they're saying so I could talk, because I don't want to do a mistake. So one day, a friend of mine came to me and I said, "Hi, Breezy, why are you doing this to yourself? Talk. If they want to abuse you, let them abuse you. But know exactly what they are abusing you for and correct yourself. Try to learn about that. Speak it. Learn." That's so hard for me. But I started learning, started talking in the public. Some people will abuse me. Some people will say I'm talking like a baby. Some people will say I don't know what I'm saying. Some people will say I'm dumb.
Mine was 5th of March. It was really a traumatic event for me because for 2 weeks I was depressed. I'm here today to talk about a life-changing event that happened to me 5th of March 2021. On that day, myself and 2 of my friends were traveling from Lagos mainland to Lagos Island. On our way to where we're going to, the car started developing overheating issues. So because of that, the driver, which is my friend, had to park by the side of Aja Express, just close to Jakonde. So we all came out, the 3 of us, including my dog, Wendy, came out just to allow the car to cool down before we start off our trip again. When suddenly, a car just drove in front of our car and parked. Behold, 3 guys came out. One was holding a gun, and 2 of them cutlasses. It was mad. Like, I froze at that point when I saw the gun.
My pictorial story was just about me being a VJ. That was something I never had before.
I wanted to really focus on modeling, truly, but when I came back from Mr. Universe Nigeria 2014, I discovered that I was having a skin reaction that I myself, I was not understanding, because in 2014 it wasn't like that. I was beginning to see patches on my body, white patches on my body, that I started asking questions, and it started bringing me inside my shell. And this is not me. I'm somebody that I like being out there, I like coming out, I like being in front of the camera because I'm a video jockey. A video jockey is somebody that likes being in front of the camera. But this right here, I discovered it was vitiligo after much questions and research. Now this right here cost a whole lot for me because I was thinking I couldn't model anymore because of my skin was now bad. And I was now thinking, okay, instead of modeling, let me do more of my presenting. Instead of wearing short clothes like this, I would rather wear a long sleeve, work on this. My friends were like, "Kills, what's up now? Instead of hot sweat, I wear long sleeve." I was like, "Oh, more." That's why I want them. Why? Because I get people asking me so much questions about this. Anywhere I go to, people ask me, "Guy, what do you for hand? What do you for hand?" Before I walk out from here each day, they don't ask me like 10 times. So sometimes I get frustrated and I'm like, I'm tired of answering these questions. But the one that actually made me start wearing the handband, a lot of people see me with handbands sometimes, was when I went to a hood I've not been before. And I was just walking like a normal guy that would just walk into a hood and try to go see his friend. And some guys followed me up. I never knew they've seen this scar on my hand. And the idea of this guy is this guy might be a bad guy or a cultist. So they held me and they were like, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm looking for a friend around." And before I said 1 or 2, they are already beating me. And I was like, what did I do now?
So we're like, see your scar, you bad guy, be Curtis. I don't be Curtis. That vitiligo they do. Most of them don't even know what vitiligo is. So vitiligo, I will quickly explain. It's a skin reaction when your body lacks some kind of vitamin. It starts reacting.
So my pictorial story depicting the life-changing event for me was basically when I lost my mom. The life-changing moment for me is when I lost my mom due to stroke. Yes, it was a sad time, and before she passed on, she was my support system, my everything. And I remember while growing up, I was somebody that I loved, art. I loved basketball, and I had a dad that was a professor. And you having a professor that obviously, he would want you to be, more into the educational line and the like. So anytime, I was always displaying, either I was drawing or, either I was in basketball court, he was always mad and, and everything. So when she was gone, he just took it upon himself that he did not want to see me doing all those things anyway.
For me, the story I could just pick up is the one about how I've been able to leave my reserved state, be able to break out through dance, through my faith, and with the help of my family.
As a child, I saw life differently and I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be an engineer, started working, get married and have children. I saw life through rose-colored glasses and it was beautiful, so I thought. Growing up in a little community, I was a very free-spirited child and everyone in my family knew this. I love dancing, and whenever I hear a song, I start to dance no matter where I was or who was present. I was expressive and unapologetic. I expressed my happiness and fulfillment in life through dance, and this brought so much excitement around me as people were aware, and this joy was contagious.
Talking about these events, it's whenever I think about it, it breaks me down because it's about my daddy's death and it's changed my life automatically. Years late, Pastor Paul Onumono. And right here is my mom, and here is my dad. Here is late Pastor Paul Onumono. And here is his funeral ceremony. Also here. Here is my brother, my sister, the pastor, my mom, Kiba, and my sister here. And here is my mom. Here's the pain of death. And also here's the rest in peace dad. And here is Kiba at the point. I lost everything, I don't know what to do. And here is when brothers, sisters, uncle, everybody runs to their heels because nothing happening. And at the tender age, I started selling and also helping my mom at the marketplace. At the place my dad served, they never responded. Everything fell apart and everybody were running to their heels.
I had a lot of pictures. My first picture, my baby picture, to my first birthday picture, then my 6th year's birthday picture. So, but I want to talk about the main picture, which is the picture where I won, where my modeling life started, yeah. And here is a picture of how I started my modeling career. The first pageant I went to was Nigeria Next Star Model. It was held in 2017. And I came out first runner-up. And this was a gift, a phone, new phone from 3C Up, because they sponsored us.
I came up with, I'm here presenting my picture. First one is about my childhood, how I got to start, how I became a great cook. Starting with this one, I do not have the picture when I was small, when I was in the kitchen with my mom, but I came up with this to represent that moment, okay? Here is when I was little. Everything I learned in the kitchen was inspired by my mom. She taught me how to cook, and I can proudly say today that I'm a great cook.
I really don't like talking about this because each time I think about this, it gets me, gives me mood swing.
The Universe Nigeria is brought to you by Q Concepts and supported by NTA2 Channel 5, Crave.ng, Pinta Negra, Biscon TV, King Kong Energy Drink, Man Magazine Nigeria, Tushmi Beauty, Lion in Stilettos, Mikasa Haven, Made in Calabar, Honey Island, Caspertainment, Our TV, and Keep Enterprises. Everyone has a favorite housemate, and the only way to save them from eviction is by voting. Vote to keep your favorite gladiator in the house. To vote, visit our official Instagram page at Mr. Universe Nigeria for voting instructions. The Universe Nigeria is brought to you by Q Concepts.
I was born 16 October and I lost my mom 17 October the next day. My dad couldn't handle it, so my dad handed me over to my grandmom and moved down to Enugu, to Benin. She had to open a shop, I got a kiosk just to train me to school because my dad was nowhere to be found at that time. And after my secondary school, my dad, my mom, grandmom, because I do call her my mom because I didn't know my mom. My grandmom, she was like, okay, it's time for you to go know your dad, it's time for you to go see your dad. And I went to Enugu State. While I was in Enugu State, I was in a computer school. And after my computer school, I didn't feel the vibe. I didn't feel the vibe in Enugu State because I was not close to my dad. And I came back to Benin.
It was a very short one. It's about how Mr. Universe Nigeria helped shape my life.
I'm here to discuss about a picture that actually changed my life. On the 17th of January 2021, I went for Mr. Universe Nigeria 2021 audition. And then this is a photo from the audition. I posted this picture on my Instagram the following day, which was on the 18th of January. On the 19th of January, I got a call from fashion designing brands asking me to come and model for their brands.
I talked about the story of my late father. I'm here to talk about a story that transformed my life positively. I'm here to talk about a man, a mentor, a trailblazer, a father, an uncle to some, and a philanthropist to many. On the 17th of April 2017, I was in my 200 level then, and I was preparing for my final 200 level exams, and I heard the voice that I should pray. But because I was so hooked up with a lot of things, exams and all, I forgot to pray. So a few days after, I got a call from my mom, and she was asking me if my dad had sent me pocket money, and I told her no. And I was wondering why she was asking me that, because she doesn't normally send me money. But on the day after my exams, on the day I was supposed to go back to the house, on my way to the airport, I usually call my dad and ask him if to tell me about the flights and the procedures. But that morning I called him, he didn't pick. I called him, he didn't pick. Then on getting to Enugu, I saw my mom and my brothers, and I asked them about the whereabouts of my dad, and they said he was abroad. I said, okay, no problem. I got home, and then after some time, they came back to me and told me that actually he's not abroad, that he's in the hospital, he's sick. I was wondering, like, okay, no problem, but I didn't suspect any other thing aside from what they were telling me. So along the line, I got to find out the next day that he was far gone. He passed out that day that I heard a voice that I should pray.
My presentation was based on the fact that I'm out of nothing basically, and my both parents, like my dad and mom, was able to like put me up like out of my other peers to be in a good educational system right from where I'm coming from. I am from Odeomu town, a town in Osun State, and
I doubt if you have heard of that before, but trust me when I say there will always be great people from that community. Out of nothing, my parents brought me up. They teach me everything I needed to know in life to be in a school and use their money out of nothing to place me in an educational level that I so much desire, and would have opportunity to learn from other people as well.
It's about me, myself. Like, suffering for a whole 10 years of my life. I was a young boy, 10 years old, suffered another 10 years without enjoying his life.
I have the picture of my leg here. This year it was very hectic for me. When I had the accident, it was not actually a car accident, no, a bike accident. I was 10 years old, coming back from school. I just fell down. I was not running, I was not jogging. I just fell down. I think I was in GS1 then. Then I stood up, then I dusted my uniform. I went back home. I was not feeling any pain. So the next day, I was feeling a slight pain on my leg, but I dressed for school. Then I went to school. But I was just feeling a slight pain. I was inside the class. I was feeling tired, thinking I was too sick or something. Then I could not stand up for a break. Then I just had to send one of my classmates to get me something to eat during the break time. So I have it. Then closing time, we had to go home now. I stood up. I noticed I cannot walk again. I stood up, then I fell down. I stood up again, I fell down. I was like, what happened? Then I can't raise the two legs. They had to carry me home. Then when I got home, I explained to them that I didn't play that a day before yesterday, so I fell down. And that was all. They said I broke my leg, that I was lying. Maybe I went to go and play rough in school, something like that. I said I didn't play rough. Then they had to call those that bandage leg, they stretch the leg, then they bandage it.
And my story is centered around my part at the NSAS, the nationwide October NSAS protest in Nigeria. Here's a photo of me. Here's a photo of me in the protest. This is a moment I cherish, a moment that I will forever be proud of. And I thought that this is more than just having a picture on a paper, so I had to print it on my shirt. So it was our time in October to put an end to SARS. If you're a youth in Nigeria and you've never been intimidated by SARS, then you're lucky. SARS or the Nigerian police force have been a victim of intimidation by the police, and this is my story.
Verse Nigeria is brought to you by Q Concepts and supported by NTA2 Channel 5, Crave.ng, Pinta Negra, Biscon TV, King Kong Energy Drink, Man Magazine Nigeria, Tushmi Beauty, Lion in Stilettos, Mikasa Haven, Made in Calabar, Pony Island, Casper Tainment, Our TV, and Keep Enterprises.